So we've been making fence panels for the better half of about 2 years now. We've shipped them all over Canada and the US, and we have run into a number of pain points, both for us as a business and also for our customers as end and final users. And we have set out to design a fence panel that essentially transcends the whole concept of how oversized items are packaged, shipped, unloaded, installed, and even maintained and cared for. So what we came up with is the following. Now, your typical common size fence panel would look something like this. You have your header, your right and left sides, your footer, and then you have metal that goes all the way across the face of the panel. So in essence, it's one solid unit. Now this is great if you're building on site, if your materials are local, if you have a great installer who can put this all together for you. But one of the problems is that you are still dealing with a fence panel that is 6 feet tall, 8 feet wide. We have shipped with 4 or 5 different carriers, and they struggle to handle anything that's larger than a 4x6, unless it's a specialized flat deck, which unfortunately then means it's more expensive, A, and B, they can't go in areas that smaller trucks can. So we found ourselves facing this issue, this dilemma, and instead of giving up, we wanted to come up with a way that we could still lower our shipping costs and increase the rate of service that we can offer to customers in North America. So what we did was, instead of thinking outside the box, we thought inside the box. And we came up with the following. We came up with 2 sections of metal and wood that are 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide. What does that mean? Well, this essentially changes the game here because you can get a 6 tall, 8 foot wide panel made out of 2 smaller 6 tall, 4 foot wide sections, which in theory, can also create a better final and finished product. And I'll explain that in a bit here. First, I'll show you the logistical solution. If I take these 2 panels and I put them down as they would come packaged, I get the following footprint. The footprint I get here is 4 feet wide, 6 feet tall. That's about as large as a standard pallet gets that can come on any type of a cube truck with tailgate delivery. So this means that for our end customers, they have a much easier means and way of actually receiving material. What this also means is I can take a 6x8 panel as one person. I can somewhat easily lift it up. And I can actually perfectly pop it in the back of a standard size half-ton truck. F-150, 1500, or other. Or an SUV, minivan. There you go. When earlier it would have been impossible to take a 6x8 fence panel and put it in such a small space, now it is. And instead of taking up valuable length by width, we now begin to absorb the volume in the height that we take up. Now, some other design and quality considerations And improvements are as follows. I get to site, my truck shows up. First question is, okay, how do you put it together? Well, here's what we do. We line them up. When we build them for you, they are exactly as specified. 4 feet wide, 6 feet tall, which means you have a finished fence panel of exactly 6 feet tall, 8 feet wide. Now I'm going to join the panels together. Now, one of the reasons we really like this design is because one of the best ways to stop this 2x4 from getting wavy or crooked or twisting on you is actually to take it and butt it up against another 2x4. Everything's countersunk. When it stands up like this, so you know it's built square and straight. So then we go like this. So there you go. There's a 6 foot tall, 8 foot wide panel that can be shipped in its respective 4x6 sections with basically any carrier out there that has a lift gate or pallet jack or pallet jack. Now, the way I figure is if we have our 2x4s butted up against each other here, we'll keep these guys accountable to each other for staying true and square. Our left side is up against the post, like this. And our right side is up against the post like that. The only 2 other lengths of 2x4s that we have to solve in terms of reducing and minimizing or removing any risk of wood going astray is the tops and the bottoms. So all we've done is we've taken a 2x4 up top, 2x4 down below, and we've counter drilled 5 or 6 screws on the bottom and on the top. Logistically transported just about anywhere because it fits in a 4x6 skid, practically installed by anyone because you don't have the weight of a 6x8 panel here. You have 4x6, which can fit in the back of your half ton. With this product, we are hoping to be able to offer our customers either a flat fee or a potentially free shipping solution with the added factor of residential service being made possible. Because now we can take our standard 6x8 panel and we can allow for it to be broken down into a 4x6 section. We can also do 8x8s. We can take these panels here, we can shorten them to 4 feet so that they're all 4x4s, and you can go and build it almost like a Tetris or a Lego puzzle. And the ironic thing about that is an 8x8 would take even less space up in volumetric density than a 6x8. So this is our product. When we hit a bunch of roadblocks that found us being limited by LTL, FTL carriers and their service areas that they could reach, we thought about how we could sort of think inside the box and redesign a product and make it possible to ship to residential areas in the sizes that are expected. So this is our strongest panel to date as well. One of the things that's unique is that we've done a picture frame style. So we have this inner panel, like I showed you guys, which is its own separate section that comes with it. So once these are connected, they basically counter each other, so they're not going to sag downwards because you have screws holding them to the posts. Posts are straight. Every 2x4 is sandwiched against something that's equal to or bigger than it, including these pieces up here. So there won't be any twisting, warping, or any other crazy stuff that you see with treated lumber. We really put our heads together and tried to solve the issue of quality, longevity, practicality, and simplicity and cost. Now, another cool thing is a lot of you guys like to order custom-sized panels. I just realized as I'm speaking now that the majority of gates are 4 feet wide, 6 feet tall. You don't have to pay extra for custom-sized panels. What you do is you just order one of these and you got 2 gates. Done deal, right? Now, in another video, we'll show you a different orientation. What you could also do is you could literally take these pieces, flip them around, and now you have a horizontal pattern. So it's up to you. You can do vertical, you can do horizontal. Everything frames in the same way. And we've really gone above and beyond to commercialize and standardize a product that we believe will outlast anything else on the market. The metal in it is a HDP paint on both sides. It's the highest grade of paint that you can get with the highest abrasion resistance to it. So your dogs can jump on it, you can throw stuff at it, and it will not show the same signs of damages that an alternative product would. It's identical colors on both sides. Black on black, gray on gray, tan on tan. Anything you want, we can do. Now, the most important thing of all is we can guarantee you that this type of a fencing product does not exist anywhere on the market. This is a one-of-one, first design with all those additions to it for protection, longevity, and just overall toughness. If you want to go even further, we won't be supplying it with our panels, but you could go to the extent of even taking a 2x4 like so, running it along the top just to bridge this face, but it's not necessary.